Pokemon games have been out since the very first game's release in 1996, and since then there have been 121 Pokemon game releases. And as a new player, this could be very overwhelming, and I have had trouble with learning everything there is to know about it. So let's start at the beginning of my Pokemon journey to understand why I despise Pokemon games and will never make content around it ever again. It's 2021 and I had heard about a quote-unquote open world concept Pokemon game. And I was thinking to myself, oh boy, what a perfect first Pokemon game since it reminded me of playing Breath of the Wild. We all know now it isn't quite like Breath of the Wild. But I know there were a lot of new Zelda fans that came from the release of Breath of the Wild, so I thought it would be sort of the same thing with Pokemon Arceus. I was definitely wrong, and got the game on the day of release on January 28th, 2022. I opened up the game, and it was fun at first. All of the little characters were cute and adorable. I really enjoyed the storyline, but after catching a few Pokemon, I realized how many different types there were and just how extensive the game was. I got extremely bored with just doing the same thing over and over again. Although, I could probably collect the hundreds of Korok seeds in Breath of the Wild and not get bored. This game was different because I didn't understand what moves were best against which types before I threw my Pokemon. It wasn't until after the Pokemon was already in battle that I knew which types were good against which types, and that meant I had to switch my Pokemon and whatnot. And I would play the game for a long period of time and still had no idea what I was doing, to the point where it was absolutely no fun for me. And yes, I know, I could watch a ton of YouTube videos explaining everything, or go to Wikipedia for the extensive information, but it was so overwhelming that I just didn't want to do it. Which I know sounds bad, but how many types of Pokemon are there, and how many Pokemon in all are there? To answer that, there are 18 types of Pokemon and 905 Pokemon in all throughout the series. If I were to pick up a Zelda Breath of the Wild game right now as a new player, all I need to know is grab a shield, bow and arrows, and a melee weapon. Because honestly, that's all you need to play and beat the game. While the runes are a bit overwhelming at first, there is a tutorial phase to practice them, and you only need to know how to use 4 runes compared to knowing how to use 905 Pokemon. Now, I've told you the main reasons why I despise Pokemon, but there is one last reason I despise and will never make Pokemon content ever again. I started live streaming the Pokemon Arceus game, and it was a little fun besides when I had to play it off stream. It was such a chore to me compared to other games I would play off stream. Like, I could play Zelda off stream for hours, and it would be the best experience of my life. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Just playing the game and making sure to be at the next storyline part before the next stream made me just dread the game, which is maybe my own fault, but nonetheless it added on to my hate towards the game. There was also one last thing that also made me realize the game wasn't for me. I would just have too many lessons from my chat while playing the game. Like, I really do appreciate it, honestly, I do. But who likes to feel like a sitting duck the whole time and have to have help from someone else the whole entire time you're playing the game? Because I definitely don't. I want to be able to play the game and know somewhat what I'm doing. But those are the reasons why I despise the game, and I will never be doing content around a Pokemon game ever again.